Hey guys, today I'm going to be going over a guide to group exercise classes and how to find one, attend one and survive one if you're a beginner and you're a little bit nervous about going to the class and kind of your first day and all that kind of stuff. I'm a personal trainer, I teach group fitness classes, and I've also been really nervous to go to a group exercise class before. I think I avoid them still because I'm worried about what's going to happen or, you know, how fast-paced the class is going to be. So I get you, I want to help, and here are my tips on how to do all of that stuff. Okay, number one, let's scope out the class, right? I'm going to be looking on Instagram, I'm going to be looking on the website, I'm going to be asking people, you know, don't go overboard, but, you know, if you don't know anyone that goes to the class, while you're finding it, you're probably going to have a little look at what's going on. I put a video up of the classes that I teach in the gym I work at, and I've had a lot of people tell me actually that the reason they came to the class was they saw the video, and it wasn't like the video was like super amazing, like, I don't know, really cool stuff, but it just eased their mind a little bit and they just felt like, okay, I kind of know what I'm getting into and I know that I'm not going to like completely die in this class. I'm going to be sort of okay, and there's people like me going there and fine for beginners, all that sort of stuff. So when you're checking out this class, you want to find out where it is, obviously, hopefully it's close, so that you know how long it's going to take you to get there. You want to find out if it's for beginners, for intermediates, for more advanced people. You know, do you need to go to any classes before that to qualify to go into this class? Like, some things have levels. It's more for specific things, like if you're doing like dance classes or something where there's a kind of skill element and you need to, or like martial arts where you need to like graduate to the next class. But it should tell you on the website if that's the case. If it doesn't say anything about that, I would just assume that it's open to everybody, no matter what skill level that you are, and you can just go and enjoy that class anyway. So then you want to be looking at, you know, if you're worried about it, look at the general vibe of the class, look if, you know, is it a lot of people that have a similar ability to you, or, you know, is it mainly women, is it mainly men? Like, if that stuff matters to you, I'd just be looking at what that sort of thing is. You could check the reviews as well. Some of them won't have reviews, but, you know, just get all the information that you think you need. The best thing to do would be to, if you found this class because someone recommended it to you, just ask them about it and see what they say. Hopefully they're saying good things, then you know you're kind of in good hands when you go. In terms of knowing what to expect from the class, if you don't know what a class is, like for example, spin or cycle is a type of class which is like a very general, like you'll find it everywhere, right? It's like a staple class. And a lot of people don't know what it is. It's cycling basically. It's on static bikes. You'll cycle on the pedals to music, and the bike doesn't move, but it's just in spot and there's lots of other people in the room. Usually you have like an instructor with a microphone telling you which type of resistance you're going to use. You know, you're going to go heavier, you're going to go lighter, you're going to go faster, whatever. But if you didn't know what that was, I'd just copy and paste that title into Google and just see what comes up. A lot of these classes aren't massively unique. A lot of them are quite common, so if you go and search them, they'll come up and you'll be able to figure out what kind of classes it is. Is it high intensity? Is it, you know, high impact? Or is it more slow and relaxed like a yoga class? A lot of the classes will be quite high intensity. I would say generally expect a lot of jumping, expect a lot of like kind of explosive movements and like hit kind of interval style training where you work for like 30 or 40 seconds and then you rest for 20 or 30 seconds. It's not to say that all classes are like that, I just think the trend of the industry is going quite towards that. So if you feel like your body isn't up to that yet, which I mean, I think there's a massive gap in this style of training where we should offer more low impact stuff. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So, you know, check this out before you go. Then if you don't want to do high impact stuff, you might want to go to something like a spin class, a cycle class, where you're not jumping around and it's more sat down or kind of like up and down on the bike and not explosive and lots of jumping movements. Then you want to look at how to book the class. So most gyms will have an app, or you go to the front desk, or you book online. Quite often you'll pay in advance, or the classes will be in the membership. If you're going to like an individual instructor and they're doing it in, let's say they're doing it in the park, or they're doing a class in like a church hall or a community hall, then it may be like a pay as you go, so you might want to bring cash or something like that. It just depends on how they run. Probably, you know, send the instructor a message and just ask before you go. Let's talk about setting up the class. So classes sometimes are going to be body weight. A lot of the time they'll have equipment. The equipment should be provided to you most of the time, but you might need to set up a few bits and pieces by yourself. So this is the type of thing that you can look up specifically online. I might do a couple of videos on it later on. You know, if you're going to a pump class, you're going to need to get weights out, you know, and organise your own little space with the weights there. So you want to be getting to classes a little bit early. I would say 5 to 10 minutes early, so that you're able to set up before the class starts and get a hand from anyone who knows how to set it up. You know, spin bikes, the cycling, I'm talking loads about spin today, but you know, you need to adjust the bike so it's at the right height for your body, and you know, the instructor can help you to set this up, but you have to be there early enough that the class isn't going with music and everything, that they can actually help you with that. You want to be wearing athletic footwear, you know, trainers, something like that, gym gear that you're comfortable in, you know, leggings, trackies, shorts, whatever you feel good in. And then probably want to be, I would personally warm up a little bit before I go to the class, just so that I know that I've given my body what I need to feel good, just in case the warm-up isn't quite up to the standard that I want to do. So that could just be like 5 minutes on the treadmill, or you know, a little run here and there, a couple of stretches that make you feel good, something like that. Okay, so in terms of doing the class and surviving the class, first, you're a beginner, right? So let yourself be a beginner. It's okay to struggle. It's okay to get the weight a bit wrong and feel like you're not really sure about the technique, stuff like that. It's totally okay. You're going to learn over time. Make the instructor aware of any injuries or issues that you have before the class starts, just so that they're aware of that and can give you adaptations and modifications if needed. Any good instructor will ask and give you some modifications if it's possible in the class. So with something like a spin bike or a cycle studio class, it's almost impossible to work too much, as long as you respect that if the feet aren't moving, then obviously and you're grinding it out, then that's too heavy. But you can just keep turning that dial or clicking the dial, whatever the way of changing the resistance is. You can just keep going with that until you feel like it's enough. And you'll get some guidance from the instructor of like when to go faster or when to go slower, when to put the weight up and down. Generally speaking, you know, if your legs are going so fast you can't control them, you need to put weight on. And if your legs are like are not even giving you enough power and you're having to use your back and you start getting aches and pains, then you're probably going a bit too heavy and you can probably take that down a peg. If you do feel like classes are too difficult, you can always swap movements out for other ones. You could ask the instructor for modifications, and I will be doing a video as well to cover how to modify classes if you have injuries or just need slightly different technique. So I hope that helped for your introduction to group fitness classes. I hope that gets you a bit more confident in trying one out. Go and have a look, go and have a try of different ones in your area. There's so many different types. I know one person will love one type of class and hate another, and vice versa. So it's all there to be tried and tested. Give it a go, and yeah, let me know how you get on.